When Sandra Merritt discovered that Planned Parenthood abortion affiliates were harvesting baby body parts, she met with the perpetrators and filmed the conversations. The video shocked the world. As a result, committees in both the U.S. House and Senate recommended that Planned Parenthood be investigated for prosecution by the Department of Justice. The organ procurement companies were then brought to justice by state prosecutors and fined millions of dollars for violating state and federal law. And many states defunded Planned Parenthood. But Planned Parenthood, originally the Birth Control Association of America, filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit to silence and punish Sandra. Listening to the organization's 3-hour closing arguments to the jury in San Francisco, it became crystal clear that we live in a parallel universe separated by good and evil, more noticeable than ever. Our client, Sandra Merritt, a 66-year-old retired grandmother, was portrayed to the jury as radical, extreme, and wicked. She should be punished with millions of dollars in punitive damages so she can never again reveal Planned Parenthood's harvesting of baby body parts and other naughty things that they do, such as leading to the events of child sacrifice carried out by the deep state around the world, namely on Epstein Island. In contrast to Sandra, writes Matt Staver, Planned Parenthood proudly held up two of its superstars, Dr. Murray Gator and Dr. Deborah Nucatola. The former is the abortionist Sandra recorded on video negotiating higher prices for harvesting baby livers and other organs because Gator said, "I want a Lamborghini." That is a ridiculous statement to make. The latter abortionist casually described how she grabs the baby by the feet while he or she is still alive, pulls it out breech to begin dilation, crushes above and below the thorax, and cuts out intact hearts, lungs, livers, and kidneys. Then she pulls out the head and removes an intact brain. Baby body parts sell for up to $17,000. There is no clearer example of calling good evil and evil good. But this parallel universe is not confined to a San Francisco courtroom. It has been so since the fall of man, but the open and obvious division has crystallized in the past few years. Each of us has a choice of which universe we prefer. There is no neutrality in this decision. There is no middle ground. By ignoring the reality of these two universes, we actually make the decision to choose the evil one. Indecision is a decision in and of itself. Is it right or wrong to cut out organs from helpless babies while they are alive and to express deliver their body parts to research labs for enormous profit and other consumption evils? Well, the answer should be easy. There are many who believe that that universe is fine, and that people who choose this view should be, who oppose this view, should be punished and even jailed. Those who live in this dark universe of approval and acceptance want power so they can dominate and punish people like Sandra Merritt. The New York legislators cheering and slapping high fives after they passed a law permitting the slaughter of infants up to and beyond birth is a glimpse of what happens when evil gains political power. In this alternate universe, if you refuse to cheer for death or the LGBTQ agenda, then you are evil and deserve to be punished. How do such people gain power? They take over the institutions, and that includes the government. We, the people, are at fault for abandoning the institutions and allowing evil to flourish, for voting badly or not voting at all when you can. As Americans, we have the privilege to vote, and it is our duty as Christians to do so. To be able to participate in the government in America is being a good citizen, according to the biblical direction we're told to do, that is, to be a good citizen. And part of that in America is voting. Voting is not a political act. It is putting into practice what we believe. God is the author of life and the designer of marriage and human sexuality. We cannot believe these truths only on Sunday and then set them aside on Tuesday. When you vote, you appoint an agent to act on your behalf. When you do not vote, you allow someone else to appoint the agent to act for you. When your agent casts a vote, it is your vote. If your agent votes to kill infants, that act is imputed to you. We cannot escape this consequence in America. God will hold us accountable for the agents we appoint. Again, you cannot be neutral in this decision. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. But can you legislate morality? Law is founded upon morality, or the lack thereof. Law is morality in print. Someone's view of right and wrong will prevail. Laws against murder or theft are based on morality and based upon natural and revealed law. So is the sanctity of human life, marriage, family, and religious freedom. We believe these absolute truths. We must protect them. Indeed, we have the power to give thumbs up or thumbs down to helpless infants. We will have to account for the choices we make. This year is truly a Back to the Future Part 2 moment when we choose which universe we prefer. In that classic movie, Marty's wrong decision to purchase Gray's sports almanac resulted in an alternate reality filled with greed and darkness. Like Marty, we too face a decision. We have a brief moment of opportunity to advance faith, freedom, family, life, and to reform the federal courts for decades. If we miss this opportunity, everything we believe will be viciously attacked. The mask of Satan has been removed. The choice between good and evil could not be clearer. But you say candidates have flaws. Agreed, we live in a fallen world. There is no perfect candidate. The only perfect one needs no office. He is the King of Kings, and he is not on the ballot. His name is Jesus Christ. Choose candidates, though, that most closely align with biblical values on life, marriage, family, and religious freedom. If they are right on these eternal truths, they will more likely be right in other areas as well. I cannot underestimate the importance of this upcoming election, writes Matt Staver. If the alternative universe gains political power, then more infants will die. We will pay for their deaths, and people who believe like you and I do will be punished. Religious freedom will be crushed. Sandra Merritt is an example and a warning. She stood for truth. Then she stood for trial, being unjustly accused as an evildoer because she exposed Planned Parenthood's harvesting organs from babies who were still alive. Sounds kind of like the Clinton machine. You never hear from these people again that exposed them without the backing and strength of God through our U.S. military. The choice of which universe to live in is yours. Don't fumble this brief window of opportunity to make the right decision. Donald Trump is the conservative Christian president we've wanted for so long. He is doing all he can to preserve the republic, and he is, proven by his experience, the one that is keeping the promises he made because he was raised up by God to be a good president for us. Don't blow this. Vote your values. Vote conservative. Vote for Trump.